Good afternoon. I'm Dana Serrano. I'm the owner and founder of Gait Mechanics Therapy Services. Today, we are thrilled to have Shari Geller. She is the owner and founder of Senior Options, care management company of South Florida, and she is here with us today as one of our fantastic community partners. Shari, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we are thrilled to have you, as I mentioned, and you have been a community partner of ours for quite a long time. And I would love to really explain to our families, caregivers, our community at large, how a care manager would really assist the ultimate goal that we have for our patients, which is reinventing care in the home and aging in place, which is really something that has caught fire in our community. I think that there's always a place for, for senior living, of course, but for those patients that are hoping to age in place, I'd love to see exactly what you do as a caregiver, if you can, as a care manager, excuse me, what that would look like for those who are not familiar with care management services.
Sure. It's so funny because people say to me all the time, "What do you do?" I don't understand it. So, very simply, first of all, I love the fact we're talking about aging in place. We never walked into a home where they said, "Yippee, I want to leave here," right? Or "Yippee, you're here." So, we are here to help the families, help our clients age successfully, no matter where they are, right? We have a skill set. Somebody once called me and said, "Oh, you're like the daughter?" No, you're the daughter. We want you to be the family member. We're the professional. So I have a team of social workers and nurses. It's a collaborative effort, but what do? We assess our client. We're looking at everything: the cognition, the physical functioning, the safety, medications, socialization, everything that makes up this one person. How do we make a great day for them? Can we? And what does it look like? So we're first identifying the issues and the concerns that families might not know, even if they live close by. Again, it's the skill set, right? If I need legal documents, I go to an attorney. If I have issues with my heart, I go to a cardiologist. So people come to us because their loved ones aren't aging successfully. Something's going on. It could be hospitalizations, it could be a new diagnoses of Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, cancer. There's so many pieces to it, and they just don't know what to do and where to go. So once we identify those issues, we create a plan. And I know I'm talking a lot right now and giving you a lot of information, but then we're overseeing implementing the plan, again, all with the agreement of the family and the client. We're not the decision makers. So we're just presenting you with what the issues are based on our skill set, experience, and knowledge, as well as here are resources, options, and solutions to the problem. Then we implement, again, based on their agreement, oversee, coordinate care. So I know that's a lot, and it is a lot, but the goal is for our clients to be safe and to have the best quality of life.
I love it. Absolutely. So I think that really does help with giving our audience a broad stroke of what you do. I will field a question, and I know you and I know the answer to this, but I think it would be so helpful to our families and caregivers to understand what is the difference between a caregiver and what a care manager does. We know that they're two different roles, but if you can speak to that, that would be so
Sure.
helpful.
Okay. Very simple. The caregiver is the person who's taking physical care of your loved one. They're helping with the bathing. They're transferring. They're helping them get dressed. They're making a meal for them. We're not in the home to do that. We're managing the care. We're making sure that the caregiver is doing what the family, wants them to do. Okay. We're working with them. We're not their employer. We
Right.
are managing um, really what the day looks like, and working with the caregiver as a partner. But we might be there once a week, every other week. They're there every day. So we are on the phone with them, checking in. We might have logs. If we need blood pressure check, we might create a log that we need the caregiver to fill out. So they're really the hands-on care. We're
Right.
managing the care. We're like the quarterback or the
Okay.
general contractor.
I love that. That really makes a big difference. do you tend to would you be able to bring in people as caregivers so that they all fall under your umbrella, or do you provide resources for
Okay,
those needs?
so we are independent. We do care management. We're independent of all our resources. What we want from our resources is that the family calls up and says, wow, that caregiver was amazing. So we might work with 20, 25 companies that I'm doing this 20 years. So clearly we built up a nice Rolodex, so to speak, but it's really finding the right caregiver for that family, for that client. And again, so we will make recommendations, but if somebody has somebody in there, somebody knows somebody they want, if it's not broken, we're not going to fix it.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. That's very well said. And I love the fact that at least my experience of working with senior options has been that you definitely make sure that the right fit is in there. Even though you're independent from these other resources, what I love about what you and your team does is the fact that you two collaborate and even though they're different companies, I will be honest that the experience, at least for our clients, has been that things are seamless. There's communication going on between the therapy staff, between the caregiver staff, and the care managers. So it works as one unit, even though you're independent from one another.
Right. Dana, I have to say, I started me, myself, and I. It wasn't so easy, right? Who was I talking to? But now with this team, when we sit around the table and even we have a text going, we have calls in between. Like one of my care managers said to me the other day, you don't realize how much we talk to each other. I said, I love it.
Right.
So our clients do better. They're more successful because of the collaboration and the
Yes.
communication. That's when people fall through the cracks, right? When people don't
100%.
communicate, good, bad, or indifferent, right? We have to know what's going on.
You said it. I think, and that is really not to get too deep into the weeds, but for sure is one of the biggest holes that I'm seeing in healthcare as a whole, even when things are organically still under one umbrella as a corporation, how much disjointedness we are finding within companies within the same ecosystem. So to create a success of collaboration outside of that environment is magnificent and well done. So you guys have done a terrific job. And to be very transparent, that's one of the reasons that we use you as a community partner as well, because we all do seem to work very well together and under one umbrella. So the other thing that I find comes up with lots of our patients and family members is traditionally they would see care management as something that was really best utilized if the family or the loved ones lived remotely. Can you provide an example of how that might work for those that are living locally, how a care
Sure.
manager would help?
So, look, most of our clients typically, the children do live out of state. They're not here locally. However, we do have families that have retained us for our services. Why? They travel a lot. They
Right.
have businesses that they're just so busy, they don't have time to check in on mom or go to that appointment with dad. So if your parents are doing a loved one is doing well and you live locally, you might not need us. You need us if you don't know the resources, things are falling through the cracks, there's lots of hospitalizations, things are going on that, you know what, this is not my skill set, I don't even know where to go. You might want to bring in a care manager to help you.
Okay. No, that helps so much. And I can actually speak to that. I started this company very similar to you on my own as a physical therapist. And the reason that we started to develop other tiers of it and cognitive care, my mother was misdiagnosed at 65. And at the time, I had an infant, I had a 2-year old, and I had to work full time. It was quite difficult to manage her care and be a parent and a wife and all of the things that I needed to be. And at the time, I knew no different. But the fact that there is help out there to do that, for one, can attest to the fact that any help at that point to manage the care of a loved one, which is a full-time job, is absolutely necessary for survival.
And it's also interesting, Dana, because people think like, oh, you're looking at, the cognition or the physical. We're looking at their sleep patterns. We're looking at hydration and nutritional intake because everything impacts that person. So
Right.
if we're looking at everything, but they're not sleeping at night, they're not having a good day, most likely,
Correct.
right? So it's a lot, like you said, it's a lot going on.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that our team and your team do well is collaboratively really capturing the things that are not seen in clinic. So one of the things I always find so interesting is how masked people can easily become when they go to the doctor's office. They put on a brave face, somehow their makeup is on, their hair looks good, they've showered at one point in the past couple of days, they answer the questions appropriately, they throw a few jokes in to the physician. Their blood pressure is okay that day, but you and I know a different story when we go into the home. The truth is in the fridge. The truth is in what's going on in the home, and it always tells a different story. And although obviously in clinic is very important piece of what we do, and physicians follow-ups and neurologists and primary care, there is a place to really take a look and see how the patient is functioning or not functioning in the home.
Correct, 200%. I mean, we have clients who present so well, and we send an email or write up a whole fax to the doctor before. Let me tell you what's going on and how she's probably going to present, right?
Right.
So it gives them a heads up. But yeah, it's really, they're good.
They really are.
Good at asking.
Absolutely. And I also find that a lot of times the family is the one that really they don't really see it. Sometimes you're a little too close to it. So it's eye-opening when you end up coming in with your team and really drawing this information out for them. So
Right. I remember, Dana, a daughter once said to me, Shari, I don't want you to think we didn't try A and B. I'm like, I'm sure you did, but you're the daughter,
right.
right?
Absolutely.
So if you make that connection, and which we do, we're very seasoned, when we say to them, Susan, you should try this. You think so? Yes. Okay, let's try it. Doesn't happen so easy. I'm not saying every time first shout out, right? It takes time to build that relationship and trust, but it's coming from the professional, not the daughter.
Absolutely. That's such huge insight. I can't emphasize that enough. So I did want to give you an opportunity to speak to Live Well Options, which is your new division. I would love to hear how that fits into this model and what it's about.
Sure. So I don't. It's so new. I don't even have it on my background yet. So we created Live Well Options, which is about mental health. And so we started getting calls. I recently, to be honest with you, my last few hires were very strong mental health backgrounds. So, and I didn't hire them for that, but it's always good to have, right? Anyway, we started getting calls that, younger adults with schizophrenia, bipolar, clinical depression. And in the past, I don't know if I would have taken it, but we are, like I said, because I have these very well educated, knowledgeable staff members, employees, care managers who also work with senior options, but are able to step into these situations. And it's care management. We're not doing the therapy. We're not prescribing medications for them. We're managing, and it's a support to the family. I mean, we have some incredible success stories now, which I won't go into now, but they are really off the chart. So we are tickled pink. We'll see where it goes, but there's a lot of mental health out there, as we see in the news every day. And I was talking to my sister the other day, and she mentioned, she goes, this is happening every day. These people are known, we get it, but this is happening every day to people of every walk of life. So we really have to pay attention and try to help.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. And really that does very much encompass what you do as a care manager. Just the fact that you are closing the gap on all fronts. And mental health, as you know, I'm very interested to see where Live Well goes, because I think this is just the beginning for it. There's just not enough resources out there, and the identification of these issues is being missed left and right. So I love that. I'm so
Thank
grateful
you.
that you're doing that for our
Thank you.
community.
We're very excited about really to help these families. And, look, we get the calls, what would we do without you? We bless you every day. But now we're looking at a different population, and with, these issues that, like you said, there's just not enough resources.
There's really not. There's really not. People don't even know where to go or where to begin. So, with
Correct.
that said, if somebody is interested in learning more about care management or thinks this might be a first step, what would be the first step with connecting with you and your team, Shari?
So first of all, you could certainly call us. I'm always available to have a conversation. I'm on the phone a lot. It's okay. Families from all over the world. You have, children who live in the Middle East. Um, Very interesting stories. Anyway, and clearly in America. So certainly you should check out our website, senioroptionsfl.com, because it will show our team, our culture, all the different services. And yeah, reach out.
Fantastic. And I will include the link to your website below in the description here so that everybody can see that and share it. And if anybody has any questions, definitely reach out to Shari, reach out to myself. Shari, thank you so much for all that you do. I am so honored to be collaborating with you and a community partner. I love to hear other people spearheading what's needed in the community, and you embody that. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I just have to say, Dana, we love working with your team. I mean, you're second to none in your field. And I mean that, I'm not saying that because I'm on here, but you really stand out. So we appreciate the collaboration as well.
Thank you, Shari. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
You too. Take care.